Okay, I'm going to focus on the odds, which is the left column. So the left side we will do, it will be part of your check, but we'll do it together to make sure you understand and you can ask questions on those. The evens, the right side, you will do, I do. Okay, so first topic here, 1 through 6 is variables on both sides. You can start off with drawing your line. Actually, I probably need to make that black. Drawing your line underneath the equal sign to keep your work structured and organized. So to solve for k here, what should we do first? Minus the 2k. Start with the smallest variable and do the opposite to eliminate that variable. It's actually, yeah, but it's your copy is off, so just get another one. So what's the new equation? 10k plus 15 equals 35. Yeah, there's a couple sections here. I don't think the first page is off, it's on the second one. Okay, now, what are we gonna need to do? Because we're solving for k. Some of you already did it. Say it. Yeah, minus 15. If you subtract 15, we can get rid of the constant because it will eliminate, and that will give you 10k equals 20. I'm just going to rewrite it over here on the top. 10k equals 20. Now, we need to solve for k by getting rid of the coefficient, the 10. So, divide on both sides by that 10. The 10's gone, and so we need to get k equals 2. Box the final answer. So, number 3, we're still going to keep the work balanced by having our line underneath the equal sign. Remember, whatever we do on one side, you have to do to the other side. So what would be our first step here? Yeah, say it and then show it. So we're going to say distribute, and now show the distributing underneath. I'm going to try to give you time to write it yourself first so you can check your understanding. Come on, I need you to write the next step. Do you have it? What do you have? Yeah. 3x, very good. Plus 3 minus 5 equals the 5x minus 2. Where are the like terms? Yeah, the negative 5 and the plus 3 are like terms, and we're adding those together. So now what's our equation? 3x. Now what's our equation? 3x minus 2 equals the 5x minus 2. All right, so then let's start with our smallest variable. Yeah, we can cancel the 3x by subtracting, doing the opposite. So when I do that, don't forget this sign right here. This is now negative 2 equals 2x minus 2. So now how do I get the x term isolated? Yep, plus 2. Do the opposite of that minus 2. Yeah, so what am I going to write? You're right. It's going to cancel both. Yeah, so when it cancels both, we're going to get, I'll write it up here. This side right here becomes 0, guys. So we get 0 equals 2x. And then just divide by 2. Any number, 0 divided by any number is just 0. So 0 equals x. Some of you are doing a good job working ahead and checking your answers. Okay. So on 5, variables on both sides. So we're just going to put our line down the equal sign to balance the work. Yep. Okay, what's our smallest variable? Okay, yep, this one. So we're going to have minus 2x on both sides of the equal sign. So what happens when they both cancel? What are we left with? All right, 5 equals -3. This is false. It does not equal -3. So what do we write when it's false? The symbol for no solution. There it is. 0 with the vertical line through it. This means no solution. Okay. All right, so we're going to go from just variables on both sides to now multi-step. So on number 7, you can still keep your line to keep your work balance. Yes, we need to distribute. What do we need to distribute? Yeah, -5 to everything inside the parentheses. And we have to remember there's an invisible 1 there. So we're distributing a -1. So this becomes -5x. What happens when I do this -5 and this -2? It becomes a positive. So it's +10. Then we distribute the -1. So what's our next? -1x. And what happened? -2. There we go. And it's going to equal 50. All right, we got to work on focusing. Yes, what are the like terms? -5x and then -1x. If I combine those together, what does that become? Yep, -6x. Good job. Now, we also have like terms with the +10 and -2. So it becomes a +8. So -6x plus 8 equals 50. Subtract 8 from both sides. Good job. Seeing the next step. -8 minus 8. So the 8 constant cancels. -6x equals 42. Huh? Well, no, we still have one more step. What's the next step?
42 divided by -6.
Yeah, we got to divide by this coefficient by -6 because that cancels the number in front of x. X equals -7. All right, so on number 9, sorry, we can draw the line down the equal sign to keep the work balanced. What are we going to need to do first? Distribute what? You're right. Yeah, this -1. Remember, there's a 1 here, invisible 1. So we got to distribute the -1. And the other side is distribute 2. So this would be 3w minus 7w minus 12 equals 2w. 2 times -3 or -3 becomes -6. All right, now what's going to be our next step? Yeah, like terms. Combine the like terms. On the left side, we have a like term with the 3w and the -7w. What does that become? If I combine those two. Yeah, -4w minus 12 equals 2w minus 6. Huh? Well, you could, but I would do this -1 over here because that's smaller. Okay, so I'm going to do the opposite of that one. So I'm going to do plus 4w to cancel that smallest one. Okay, that cancels. So what's our new equation?
Negative 12 equals 6 W minus
Yeah, good job. Negative 12 equals 6W minus 6. All right. Now that I have that, we need to still isolate the variable term. The 6W needs to get by itself. So what's the next step? Good. Look, guys, if you want to check how well you are retaining or ready for this test tomorrow, see, are you able to answer these questions I'm asking as I'm going through each equation? I know some of you are not comfortable saying it out loud. Well, let's lip sync then. Say it to yourself, see if it's correct. If you can say it, and if you can show it on your paper, what you're saying we're doing. So this becomes negative 6 equals 6W. Then this is showing that, or this is a way to tell that you know the information. Say it, show it, you know it. So what's our last step here? Divide by 6 on both sides. Good job. Okay, so when I do that, the coefficient is gone, so my W equals negative 1. Are we okay there? All right, so let's go to the next page, because the next topic, we have some more multi-steps, but we're going to review graphing inequalities. Okay, so, and then I definitely want to review, when we have a fraction. All right, so I'm going to keep my work organized, keep it balanced with that line down the equal sign. Who can see our first step? Yeah, distribute the 9 on the left side, and we have to distribute a negative 2 on the right side of the equal sign. So 9n minus 36 minus 7n equals 32 minus 2n minus 16. Check if you did that step. Check your signs, because lately I've been seeing sign errors so far. All right, after we do that, after our distributing, what do we need to do? Okay, where are the like terms?
On the left side is 9n minus 7.
Yep, very good. 9n minus 7n. Those are like terms. So when I combine them, that just becomes 2n minus 36. Are there any like terms on the right side? What are they?
32 minus 16.
Yeah, 32 and a negative 16. So when I combine that, that becomes negative 2n plus 16. All right.
You add, cancel the.
Yeah, we're going to add the 2n to cancel out the variable on the left side. So plus 2n, plus 2n. Say it, show it, let's know it. Do it, come on. All right, so when we do the canceling on the right, what's our new equation?
Plus 16.
Yeah, 4n minus 36 equals 16. Yep. All right, so the n term is what we need to get by itself. Yep, so we have to add the 36 to cancel that minus 36. So plus 36, plus 36. So this now becomes 4n equals 52. But now we have to address the coefficient. So divide both sides by 4. That will get rid of the coefficient. N equals, this is a fraction answer, I believe. No, it's not, 13. It comes out whole. Yeah. 13. N equals 13. All right, so on this problem here, do we remember how on our calculator to distribute the fractions or to multiply a fraction? Are we okay with doing it on the calculator? Okay, so we're going to have 4y equals the 38. All right, so what's a negative 1/2 times 4y? Or what's half of 4y?
2y.
So this would be minus 2y. Negative 1/2 times 16.
8.
So remember, it's negative, so this would be minus 8. It's a negative 8, so it's going to be minus 8. Okay. All right. Now,
Like terms.
where are the like terms?
38 minus 8.
38 minus 8. Yeah.
That equals 30.
So 4y equals 2y plus 30. Yes.
Well, negative, right?
Oh, yeah. Forgot my sign. Negative 2y. Thank you. Negative 2y. All right.
Then add both sides to the negative 2y.
Yep. So we're going to get rid of the smallest. So plus 2y plus 2y. The y terms are gone. So I get a total of 6y equals 30. Now we just got to divide by 6, the coefficient, so that's gone. So y equals 5. All right. Okay, so here, did y'all do the first step of distributing? All right, so we should have 8x. Our new equation is now 8x plus 11 equals 8x minus 14 plus 25. So what's going to happen now?
Like terms.
Like terms. There are like terms on the right side of the equal sign. There's minus 14 and plus 25. Negative 14 plus 25 is going to give you what? 11. So what I have is 8x plus 11 equals 8x plus 11. Does anyone see what this is going to turn into? Yeah, infinite solution. Because if I subtract here, eliminate they both get eliminated. 11 equals 11 is true. So you can write infinite solution, or you can write all real numbers. Okay? So make sure you know your special cases, when it's infinite and when it's no solution. All right, then we're going to get into solving and graphing multi-step inequalities. So let's just talk about graphs real quick. So topic 3. They gave you the graph already. They want the inequality, and we want to do our interval notation. Our inequality is just, we have to pay attention to, we have a closed dot here. We got to pay attention to the direction. Since this arrow is pointing to the left, our symbol's got to point to the left. Right? Are we with me so far? But because it's closed, that means it has to have that line underneath. So the inequality would be x is less than or equal to 4, because it's at the number 4. So when we do interval notations, we have to look here. It's pointing to the left. This is where it starts. We read left to right. Start to end. Okay? The start is pointing to the left. If it's pointing to the left, what is this? Negative infinity. Good. And it ends here at a closed dot. So the interval notation would be parentheses, negative infinity, comma, 4, and then it has to be a bracket. Because you remember, you're doing the evens. So try it. It's already graphed for you. It's again closed. So it's starting here. It ends here. Okay, on the interval. Remember, it's a bracket whenever it's closed. All right, now, just review. Now I gave you the inequality. So this is the inequality. We're going to graph it. Based on this symbol, is it open or closed? So it's closed at a negative 7. That would be, they gave you the points and the numbers, so you have to put it in the right spot. There's the negative 7. Is it going to point to the right or left? It's going to go to the left. All right, what would be the interval notation of this? Because we're going, yep, here's negative infinity. This is where we start. This is where we end. So negative infinity, comma, -7, bracket. All right, so besides, like, you might have only one or two where it's the graph is given, you just tell me the inequality or the interval notation. Most of them is going to require you to solve it and then graph it. So if you look on 21 here, go to the next page, guys. On 21, now we're doing solving inequalities. Our steps have not changed. It's the same steps, but now I'm going to ask you to graph and give the interval notation. So our first step here should be to distribute this -7. So I said it. Let's see if you can show it. See if you can show what our new inequality would be on your paper. 5x minus 7x minus 1 is greater than or equal to -9. That's what we should have. Don't make a sign error. Oh, sorry, it's -7. I forgot my 7. Because it's a negative times a positive. So it's going to be negative. All right, what should we do next? Does anyone recognize?
Combine like terms.
Yeah, 5x and a -7x. So -2x minus 7 is greater than -9.
Add 7 above.
Yeah, we need to add 7 on both sides. So +7, +7. -2x is greater than -2. We got one more step. Let's see if we remember this very important step.
Flip the sign.
Yes, why do we flip the sign?
Because negative.
Yeah, because we're dividing by negative. So that means I flip this sign. So x is now going to be less than 1. So is this going to be open or closed? It's going to be open at 1. So I need to find, here's 1 right there. Okay. It's going to be open here. I'll do it. Open. And then which way should it point? To the left, like that. There we go. So when I do my interval notation, I just need to see here's where I start. Here's where I end. Since it's pointing to the left, that's -infinity. So my interval notation is parentheses. Anytime I use infinity, it's always parentheses. So -infinity, comma, 1, parentheses. All right, on 23, you're going to need to distribute the -9 first. So our new equality is -9x plus 45 plus 9 is less than 3x plus 42. What's the next step? Combine like terms. The like terms are the plus 45 and plus 9. So what does this become? Yeah, -9x plus 54 is less than 3x plus 42. All right, we need to. Yeah, I would do the negative integer. So let's do that. Let's add the 9x. Sorry. Plus 9x. Gets rid of the smallest. So what's our new inequality? 54. Yeah, 54 is less than 12x plus 42. Sorry, I wrote 12. 42. All right. Now, what should we do?
Minus 42.
Yep, minus 42. Good eye. Minus 42. Minus 42. 54 minus 42. Yeah, so we have 12. I'm going to have to come over here to the side. We have 12 is less than 12x. How do I solve for x? We divide it by 12 first, by the coefficient. And when I do that, that gets rid of that 12 in front of the x. So what's our final? 1 is less than x. Okay, so we can flip this because we want the x on the opposite side. So when I flip it around, you have to flip the symbol. X is now greater than 1. So find your 1. Is this open or closed? All right. It is open. And it's pointing to the right. What's the interval notation? Parentheses.
No, 1.
Yeah, first goes the 1. Then we go to the right to infinity. So it should be parentheses 1, infinity, close the parentheses. All right, on 25, what are we going to need to do first? Distribute what? Yeah. You have to distribute the negative 1. So let's let you do that. We're multiplying the negative 1 times the 2x and the negative 1 times the minus 7. We should have 3 minus 2x plus 7 is less than or equal to 43 minus 6x. Now what's going to be the next step? Like terms. What are the like terms? 3 plus 7. Go ahead and write the next part. Like some of you are doing a real good job of like just doing the next step. You're not needing me to write it for you, which is what you should do. If you have understanding, take a risk, do it, and then check to see if we have the same simplified step. This now becomes negative 2x plus 10 is less than or equal to 43 minus 6x. Now what should we do? That's not the smallest ones. Yeah, the 6x is minus 6x is the smallest one. So we're going to add 6x. Add 6x to cancel out that term. 4x plus 10 less than or equal to 43. You're right. Yep, now we should be...
X less than or equal to 33.
Very good. So 4x is, I'm going to come over here to the side. 4x is less than or equal to 33. All right. Last step is to divide by the coefficient of 4. So that cancels that 4 right here. So now I get my x by itself. All right. So this is my answer, that fraction. Or that fraction is 8.25. Okay. So when I graph this, is this open or closed? It is closed. Now, because it's 8.25, it's a little past 8. So I'm just going to go a little bit past 8 and put a closed dot right here. Next to that. I'll put it above. And then we need to point it to the left. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, no, no. That's not what we're doing. All right, let's go to 27. I'm going to go to the next page. My pen is not working. All right, now we're going to get into solving proportions. Topic 4. To make sure we're setting it up correctly, keep your equal sign, guys. So we're going to keep this equal sign here, and then we're going to cross multiply. Order. Like what you put on each side doesn't matter. Just make sure we write it correctly. So if I cross multiply x plus 2 times 5, how do I show this cross product? Yeah, 5 parentheses x plus 2. Now you could put it, if you want, you can put it on this side. 5 parentheses x plus 2. It doesn't matter. What does matter is you have to have those parentheses. So then when I cross multiply the other one, this would be 3 parentheses x plus 4. Okay, first thing I'm checking is the cross products. Distribute is what we should be doing next. Distribute the 5, distribute the 3. So when I distribute the 5, 5x plus 10 equals 3x plus 12. All right, we got variables on both sides. Let's start with the smallest variable. Which one is the smallest? So how do I eliminate this 3x? Subtract 3x on both sides.
You have 2x plus 10 equals.
Yeah, I have 2x plus 10 equals 12. Yep, subtract 10 is the next step. Subtract 10 on both sides. So we get 2x equals 2. X equals 1, yes. So we want to keep the equal sign in the proportion and then cross multiply. So the cross products of 3 times the difference of x and 5, that would be 3 parentheses x minus 5. Then when I cross multiply the 2 and x plus 1, that would be 2 parentheses x plus 1. Now distribute. We should be distributing the 3 on the right side, the 2 on the left side. So this is 2x plus 2 equals 3x minus 15. What's our next step? Yep, minus 2x. Minus 2x. Minus 2x. Guys, say it and show it on your paper. All right, I'll slow it down. Say it and then show it. I'm still waiting for people to show it on the paper. So what's our next, our new equation?
2 equals 1x minus 15.
Yes, 2 equals 1x minus 15.
Plus 15.
Good, plus 15. To get rid of the constant, plus 15, plus 15. So what do we have?
17 equals 1x.
17 equals 1x. Which is, guys, anything divided by 1, because 1's our multiplicative identity, stays the same. So really our answer is just 17 equals x. All right, keeping my equal sign, we're going to cross multiply. 16x times 1 is just what? 16x. There we go. Then here, 3 times the x plus 3 means 3 parentheses x plus 3. Who can recognize the next step? Yes, good, thank you. Distribute. So we should have 16x equals 3x plus 9. Because you have to multiply the 3 to each term. How? You're right. How am I going to cancel out that 3x? Yep, subtract 3x. Subtract 3x. So we get 13x equals 9. So you should show the canceling, and now we have 13x equals 9.
Divide by 13.
Yes, divide by 13, the coefficient.
Equals 9 over 13.
Yes, there we go. We have a fraction answer here. X equals 9 over 13. You can have fraction answers. You can have 0 as an answer. Okay? All right, and so our last section, which is what we did yesterday, is solving literal equations. Solving for a variable. All right, 33. C equals 2 pi r. This is the formula for circumference. They want us to solve for r. So I'm just going to underline the r. What terms are with the r right now?
2 pi.
2 and pi. Okay, so that's what I'm eliminating.
Just divide 2 pi.
Divide both sides by 2 pi. 2 pi. That will cancel out the 2 pi. And now my equation is r, or c divided by, or c over 2 pi equals the r. So on 35, they want us to solve for m. This m is the coefficient of x. So this whole term needs to be isolated first. How would I get the mx by itself?
Minus by b.
Yep, subtract the b. Minus b, minus b. Good job of saying it. Now show it on your paper. So I know it's written vertically, like stacked, but now we're going to write it horizontal. So this is saying y minus b equals mx. There we go. But now we have to get the m by itself. What's with the m right now?
X.
Okay, how do I get rid of that?
Divide the x on both sides.
Divide. Now notice, I'm going to divide this whole thing. That y minus b is on top and the x is on the bottom. So now the x cancels, and my equation for m, is y minus the b all over x. That's our equation for x. All right, now we're solving for b, and b is inside the parentheses. Okay, so what you see how these parentheses right here? What operation is parentheses showing?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. So the inverse is division. Okay, good. So you see how the 2's in front? So that is what's being multiplied to everything inside. So we're going to do the opposite, which means we're going to divide by the number in front of the parentheses. Divide by 2. When I do that, I cancel the 2, and now I get rid of the parentheses. Because now I have a over 2 equals b minus c. All right, so what would be our next step to get the b term by itself?
Plus c.
Yep, plus c. Plus c. Plus c. So here's solving for b. b equals a over 2, then plus c. Notice the plus c is to the side. And that is our equation. So you are responsible for the evens. Okay, the evens, or this packet is due tomorrow. Okay, If you get it done before today or before you leave, students have just been coming back so I can stamp it for bonus points. Okay, test is tomorrow. You need to know how to do each section on your own from start to finish. So if you're not sure about something, you need to come to tutorials or get help from a friend. Like, you need to practice saying what to do, showing it on your paper. Like, if you're studying tonight, you don't necessarily have to work problems over. You need to have someone ask you, how did you solve this problem? See if you can say the steps. Because if you can say it and you can show it on your paper, you know it. And really, you got to understand, a test is for me to assess how much you know and how well you know it. All right, so I'm going to give you class time to work on this.